I really feel like Tom Brady might be the most universally hated sports figure in American history.
Run back, yeah, once again with less to say.
And in some ways, I get that, and in other ways, I don't understand it at all. I also don't understand how you're not subscribed to this channel yet. So hammer that subscribe button, turn on those post noties, and drop a comment down below. Let me know why you hate Tom Brady, and probably me after this video too. And as always, those likes are appreciated. So why do people love to hate Tom Brady? Well, I think there's a few factors that go into that. In today's video, I'm going to do my best to break them down for you. Fandom, I think, is a huge driving factor behind that. Fandom has no logic. You just love something unconditionally. So this is the one where I'm going to cut people the most slack, because I think most of these people are just fake haters, and they're pretty self-aware. I mean, it's gotta be tough watching Tom Brady knock your favorite team out of the playoffs for 20 plus years. If you're in your 20s, like, you literally don't know football without Tom Brady. Think about that. That's crazy. He's won 33 playoff games. That's 33 chances to just absolutely crush the hopes and dreams of his opponent's fans. So if you don't really like the guy after 20 seasons of having your souls crushed, I get it, especially if you're a fan of a team in his division. That's a lot of extra heartbreak to take on. Now, I would expect after like year 10 or 12, you just throw in the towel and cry uncle, though. So before we go any further, I need to note, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not a Michigan fan. I'm the complete opposite. I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. Tom Brady's literally crushed my dreams when he was in college against Notre Dame, and my Panthers lost a Super Bowl to him. That being said, I love football. I just love the sport of football, and I really just love watching really, really good football. Brady just plays great football. No one's ever done it on his level. End of story, period. Tom Brady's got 10 Super Bowl appearances, and he's won 6. That's the most ever. Here come all the people that are going to be like,
oh, so you're saying that just winning championships is what makes somebody great?
yeah, yes I am. I mean, the ultimate goal of a professional football player is to win the Super Bowl. That's what every team, fan, and owner wants, a Super Bowl. So when you win more of those than any other quarterback ever, that makes you the GOAT. I'm also waiting for that guy to come in from the back and be like,
well, even Trent Dilfer has a ring.
yeah, he's got one of them. Brady has 6. The next reason's kind of a twisted notion or brain disorder that I think exists among a bunch of former high school athletes. These are the guys that think they could have been Tom Brady if they were just like
given the chance.
These are the same dudes that just like sing their hearts out to Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen, but don't get the irony in the song. The Uncle Ricos of the world.
Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt.
Listen, guys, most of us that put on the pads are has-beens or never was. It's okay to admit it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, Tom Brady's an elite athlete, like a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. He's still one of the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's 43 years old. I mean, I'm 35, and for the last 3 days, I haven't been able to move because I shoveled some snow. Meanwhile, every Sunday, Tom Brady gets smashed into AstroTurf by human Mack trucks and just shakes it off like he's Taylor Swift. Remember that he was also drafted by the Montreal Expos, and they throw some serious cash at him to try to get him to come play baseball instead of football. Can you imagine that? Tom Brady's 43, and he's still playing football. If he had decided to play baseball instead, he'd have been like 60 and still out there on the field. Needless to say, your 1992 10 and under flag football championship doesn't put you on the same level as Tom Brady. There's also the
everything in life was handed to him.
People. Coming from privilege does not give you a historic NFL career. Brady didn't even start his first 2 years of college. He rolled the bench behind Brian Greasy. And then his senior year, he was part of this weird 2-quarterback system where he would play the first quarter, the other guy would play the second quarter, and then they'd go with whoever the hot hand was for the second half. I also think it's kind of humanizing that Brady has openly talked about the anxiety that he suffered while he was in college. But I think that gives us something human to grasp onto. The guy's always been a come-from-behind quarterback, and when the game's on the line, you want the ball in his hands. I mean, he's just always outworked everybody for what he wants, and I completely and utterly respect that. I mean, he doesn't even eat foods that aren't green, especially nothing that's red. Can you imagine life without strawberries? And now I don't want to get into a big debate about
Deflategate.
but this is where another bunch of the haters come from. And this is where Tom kind of slipped up and gave people something to talk about. Now, did he have some slight advantage by using kind of deflated balls? I don't know. I'm not in the NFL. But it does seem like most NFL players agree that it was common practice and really didn't give him an advantage. And finally, for some people, it's just really easy to manifest their jealousy into hate. These are the worst people. They're irrational, they're not self-aware, and they like actually believe the nonsense that they're saying. Look, here's Tom Brady. The guy like transformed himself from being like a slubby college kid to a Greek Adonis fashion icon. He's married to a supermodel, does a lot of charity, all-around nice guy, and just wins at everything he does. So these people need to invent irrational arguments against them. They create a picture in their own head, but really they're just unhappy with themselves or their own lives and have insecurities that they want to project on somebody else.
Ooh, he kisses his son on the mouth. That's so weird.
Shut up, dude. Go get a hug from your dad.
The NFL is so rigged. They just want Brady and the Patriots to win all the time.
No, they don't. The NFL benefits if a different team wins the Super Bowl every year, because then fans are excited, there's excitement around that team, and the fan base grows. And don't forget about Deflategate, what you guys like to cite. The NFL hammered him. Some would say overstepped the punishment they gave him.
He's a product of a great system. It was Bill Belichick, not Tom Brady.
How'd Belichick do this season? How'd Tom Brady do this season? How'd Tom Brady do this season in a completely different system? Oh, right, he's in the Super Bowl. Where's Bill Belichick? So listen, there's probably a million different reasons you can come up with about why you hate Tom Brady. And this is coming from a Joe Montana absolute stan. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. There's no question about it anymore. Tom Brady is the greatest. So I need you to do me 2 favors. Number 1, go down there and hit that subscribe button. Number 2, this weekend when you're watching the Super Bowl, really take it in. This might be the last time you ever see the greatest quarterback of all time play in a Super Bowl. I mean, it might even be the last time you ever see him play in a game. He is 43 years old after all. Just appreciate it for what it is. Really great football and history. You're never going to see something like this again. So like this video if you think Tom Brady's the GOAT. And if you don't, go down there and drop a comment and let me know why. In closing, I just want to remind you, spread love, not hate. Don't be a butthole.
In your arms, I've grown so still.